The following program is underwritten by the Nevada Irrigation District. Since 1921, providing clean and healthy drinking and irrigation water to more than 24,000 homes, farms, schools, and businesses in Nevada and Placer counties.
Hi, I'm your host, Lew Sitzer. This is Nevada County Television Interviews, NCTV Interviews. Welcome to the show. It's going to be a very enjoyable musical show. We have Bill Douglas, a bassist, who each year conducts the Sierra Jazz Camp. So welcome, Bill. It's a pleasure to have you here again.
Again, yes, thank you, Lou. It's great to be back here for the third time today, yes.
And please introduce everyone.
Yes. Wonderful Nick Crockett on drums. He's been at camp at least 1 year, or two. Third year for Nick coming up. Emily Sefrovich on alto saxophone. Beautiful sound, beautiful. All these guys have grown so much musically. It's really a pleasure to play with them and have them here. Mike Thornton on the Cajon. It's the box drum from South America. Beautiful instrument in its simplicity. And me on the bass and some other instruments that I'd like to show everybody when we get to it.
Well, before we start in with the music, tell us a little bit about Jazz Camp, when it's going to be, where it's going to be.
It's July 15th to the 20th, I think.
Okay,
Yes.
I think it's 16th to the
16th to the 20th, yes. At the Nevada City School of the Arts. This is our third year there and our seventh year total that we've been doing it. And we have a great faculty, a lot of them from the Bay Area where I learned to play music. I bring them up because they're also such good teachers and have the right spirit of learning to improvise, which is what jazz music is about, learning to listen to each other and respond and play forms and just have a good time making things up, but learning about form and structure of music at the same time.
So during this week period, is it a full day and go into the evening? How does it work?
It's 9:30 to 3:30, and so we have, just to explain a little bit of how it goes, we have teachers for voice, brass, reed, drums, piano, bass and drums, and viola player, string. So we have, I think, 11 teachers. And so in the morning, everybody goes to their teacher for that instrument. And then in the afternoon, we break up into combos where we learn to play together in a group where at the end, we're at the Miners Foundry, we'll be putting on a performance of what we've learned in that week. So it's quite intense and always fun, but that whole day is just music and a lunch. And people, I think, get a lot out of that in 5 days.
Very focused.
That's very focused, yeah, and wonderful teachers.
And we'll get to hear some of what you have accomplished listening to the music today.
Yes, that's right.
Right. Do you want to introduce the piece at all?
Well, I think we'll start with Summertime, which is an old George and Ira Gershwin song, and it's such a beautiful melody and very simple, but everybody knows it. It's in a minor key until at the end it goes to the major for a moment. And I think what we'll do is we're going to play the melody a number of times through, and Emily can improvise on it, but I think it's nice to hear. What I like about this thing with no guitar or piano is it's really broken down to rhythm, the help of the rhythms, the drums and cajon, and just the bass and the alto sax. So you have it stripped down to bare essentials of these two parts, the bass part moving, supporting the melody line. So let's see what happens as we just play on it a little bit, and we'll just explore the tune.
Great.
So we're going to start off where it's just going to be in a sort of a little groove for a bit, and whenever Emily comes in with the melody, that's what we call the top of the tune, and then we begin to go through the tune and circle around and come to the top and keep that structure in our ears. So we have to remember where we are. That's part of the fun of it. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, guys. That's beautiful.
So that people know who we have in our community. Bill is a renowned bassist. So who grew up in this area. Went
I
to
sure
school
did.
here.
I started Nevada Union the year it opened.
And then is back with us. So you've been traveling a lot. You've been performing.
Well, I'm out of town a little bit. I have played for years with pianist Marion McPartland, although at 90 years old, I'm not sure she's going to be traveling anymore. And I do a little bit with Mose Allison every year. I'll be at the San Francisco Jazz Festival with him, and I'm quite honored to play with those people. And there's a group, Hemispheres, that made its debut up here at the Center for the Arts with Paul McCandless, the reed player, and wonderful players in that. And up here, with John Gurdon and my wife Nora, we play together. And with Matoshi Kosako, who's a wonderful concert harp player. I just did a CD with him. And so many beautiful musicians up here. And Steve Holland, I'm in a group playing with him tomorrow in Auburn. So there's a lot of talent here. Some people I don't even know, but it's, that are. And of course, all the young people who have gone on, like Joanna Newsom, right?
Newsom.
Yeah. So here I am back. It's great.
Well, it's wonderful. Thanks so much for continuing to contribute to the community. And I don't want to get in the way of music, so please continue.
Okay. Why don't we set up that groove we were talking about there? Yeah, and we won't do it for very long, but let's explore that. The thing about what we just did, it was so beautiful. Emily came in when I sort of pulled back after my solo and let the drums play, and then Emily came in. I thought she was going to end it, but what she was doing was having an exchange with them, and then she stopped, and there was another drum, so it was very intelligent. That's how on the spot, you just learn how to do these things, just how we learned to end the piece together. We didn't rehearse that. That was just something we instinctively knew how to do. So Nick's going to start this thing off, and we're just going to see where it goes.
Wow.
We ended together.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but of course I had to do that corny thing. But everybody knew that that's the end. When you play something that corny, it has to be the end. Because where could you go from there, right? Yeah.
That's great. You could, we could see the sort of creativity. It's very improvisational. Everyone gets to do their thing within a structure.
Yeah, well, there was not, the only structure was rhythm, really. The tonal thing sort of moved around, and we were just trying to listen to each other. And Emily was doing these beautiful chromatic things down and all, and she gets such a great sound on alto. She always has, you know. And then, yes. Maybe I should play a little of these instruments. We have time for a little
Please
bit?
do, yeah.
I want to show these because we can play together a little bit with them, but I want to show you about improvising that all these different instruments, it doesn't have to be in the context of what we call jazz per se, but it could be just that they have beautiful sounds and you can improvise on them. So let me give you an example of that.
And while Bill is setting up and getting the other instruments, I'll remind everyone of the jazz camp, which is going to be this summer at Nevada City School of the Arts, July 16th through 20th. And there are numbers to call and websites to visit. So these will be flashing as we speak and as Bill plays and introduces his instruments.
Okay. Well, this is a 3-chambered ocarina. It's fired clay. It's one of a kind. It was made to fit my hand. It actually has 3 chambers and can play almost chromatically. But let me just mess around with it. I'm going to give you an idea of the tone of it, and then I'll go into a rhythm, which everybody will pick up on. So here we go with this instrument. Okay, that's beautiful.
Very
And
nice.
now also she heard the key and found the right note to play. This is around F sharp and B. So right away she found the right note. We'd never played together with this combination, you know. So it's really nice to, so quick. Huh? So that's a very unusual instrument. This is a Chinese flute that I used to play in a Chinese classical and folk music group in the 70s in San Francisco, called a xiao or siu, if I'm pronouncing it right. And again, we'll go into some kind of groove. So again, I'm just making up, with a mode or a scale, I'm just making up something and rhythmically beginning something with everybody.
wonderful.
Yeah. And again, we're just making it up, but the textures you have between the instruments are what is so interesting to me. You know, it's lovely. This one is a little deeper, and let's see if I can get a handle on this one. It just has a lovely, thick sound, you know. One more, and then we'll go back to I'll go back to the bass. I just collect instruments over the years in different places, and this one I'll just play a little bit. Although it looks like it's going to be very lightweight, but nevertheless, it's a powerful little thing.
They say that music is the international language, and I can see just by the instruments you're playing how it's an introduction to young students and older ones as well as to the cultures of the world, the styles of playing. It's a great way for peace to occur.
Oh, bless you, my child, yes. Yeah, well, that's the point. I just played with my good friend Ian Dogel, who's a multi-percussionist at San Francisco State, just last Monday, and the man who put it on does exactly that. He introduces people to music from all over the world. And I think not only did we play instruments from other, like a Chinese flute that I didn't know about until I was introduced to it in Chinatown with two sisters who were having a music club. You know, so these things go in deep about other cultures' music, and it really opens your ears to the structure of their culture, you might say, through the music and dance and so on. So I'm always listening to music from other cultures. You know, it's a great.
Everyone loves music.
And everybody loves music. Yeah, yes, they do. Usually, if not, too bad. How about a blues, Emily? What key would feel good to you in your key? The blues is a very beautiful thing to do. Concert B flat? Okay.
Great.
Okay. In fact, you started with the blues, the guitar player at the beginning, so we'll play a blues now in B flat. Let me do one chorus through with them. You'll hear it, I think. This is a 12-bar structure, and we got to keep track of that too. So, okay, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you go. Yes, the blues. Good, you guys.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Thank you for the blues.
Yes, always
a
thank you.
long musical tradition in our country.
Sure
down
is.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
So Bill and Mike and Emily and Nick, I want to thank you very much for being here and the pleasure of listening to you. There's going to be a lot more music in the area. It's a very musical area, and want to mention again about Jazz Camp. You might want to fill in the details here, Bill, because you're on camera.
Oh, yeah, July 16th through the 20th, Nevada City School of the Arts, 9:30 to 3:30. And we've had ages, 10 to 75. So it's
How many people generally show up?
well, a good amount is between 50 and 60. Over that is difficult, but that's quite.
So be sure to call in for your reservations. Go to the website. You can go online and reserve.
Yes, you can. PayPal there, yes.
That's great. So what we can do is maybe have a little bit music as we leave the show.
Okay, let's do that.
All right. Thanks again.
Thank you.